done. All right, good stuff. So that's the weeknight action that we've gotten through here on the show. Let's turn our attention to Saturday college football. We got Virginia taking on Pittsburgh. Pitt, 13-point road home favorites here, 66.5 the total in this one. You know, there's already money that's come in on Pittsburgh. I think a lot of people are not assuming, but pretty confident, I would say, that there's probably not going to be a return at quarterback for Brennan Armstrong this week. You know, they're going to see during the week at practice, but, you know, he was unable to do much in practice last week. He is going to try to practice this week, and that obviously would make a big difference for Virginia. But I think there's some people that sense that even if he does play, we've seen even when he does play, Virginia's had some ugly results this season at times, and that was ugly for them against Notre Dame. Now, it was obviously made a lot worse with the absence of Armstrong, but still, you lose 28-3. This defense is bad. I mean, if you're Bronco Mendenhall, I know this is bothering him because he really prides himself on teams going back to his BYU days that play good defense, good fundamentally sound defense, and this team's doing anything but that. They're getting ripped apart pretty much every single week on the defensive side of the football. And the alarming part of it for Virginia is that the passing game has just been, or the secondary has been dreadful as well. They can't stop the run. I mean, there's nothing that Pitt's offense shouldn't be able to do here in this game against this Virginia team. I think the way I've already laid the points with Pitt. I kind of like their team total as well. If Armstrong is upgraded to playing in this game and he does suit up, maybe you could go ahead with the 66.5 to the over as well, because that might be a higher scoring game too. Now check the weather. You're talking about a Pitt game in November, but definitely I think Virginia's defense is going to be up against it here, and it's just a question of whether Brennan Armstrong starts for them. Connor, what do you think here? UVA Pitt.
Yeah, I think Armstrong plays. You maybe look the over. I don't know how healthy he's going to be, though. And you're right. I think if he plays too, I like the team total even better. I mean, the Virginia defense is still horrible. So they could give up easily 50 here. I like Pitt here. I like him to lay it, but every time there's something weird, Virginia's that bad, though, I think. So they have these fluky games, Pitt. They've already had it this year, but I think they're that good. Even, against North Carolina, they had the big lead and kind of the second half fell asleep a little bit. He hung on. They got the cover, won by 7. But I lean Pitt here. I lay it with them.
Don't one of these games Pitt just avoids the letdown? Or are we going to get Narduzzi again by this team, where they have a big win like they did against North Carolina? They pulled it out in overtime in the pouring rain in Pitt last Thursday night, and now they have the old flat spot in their life and death to win this game. Or maybe they lose it like they did, the Miami game after they beat Clemson. I'm sick of this shit with Narduzzi. Like, get your team focused, man. Stop having this team have these freaking hangovers and letdowns, after a big-time game. That still worries me here a little bit. But to me, Virginia's just absolutely, I don't know what it is, but the last few weeks has just been brutal for them. I mean, 66-49 loss to BYU, like non-competitive the last couple of weeks, and it probably doesn't bode for a great deal of confidence going into this game against Pitt. But we know what Pitt can sometimes do after a big win, and that's laying eggs. So we'll see if they can avoid that. They better avoid it, because, look, they can still play for an ACC championship. They can be in the ACC championship game. They're in control of the Coastal Division right now, first in that division, 5-1 in the conference. They control their own destiny. Now they got to go out there and play like it, Pitt. And if they do, then they'll be in the ACC championship game, probably against Wake Forest or Clemson, which is a huge game, and we'll get to that in just a few on this Hitting the Books show.